Hey man, I'm not gonna lie, bro. It's been a hell of a couple weeks for me. Just busyness and stuff. Nothing bad, nothing worth talking about. But it definitely feels good to be on the Grounder show with the boys.
Be back in the stew. I had the worst audio. I felt like I didn't even belong the last 2 weeks.
Yo, the funniest thing is, you had some gems that last week, and when I posted them, in my head when I was posting them, I knew you were gonna be like mad that it had to be that week that you wasn't at your spot.
Bruh. Tight. It's all good. That's what we got to do. What we got to do to keep this thing going.
Yes, sir, man. I want to hit on these news topics pretty quick, man, because I feel like today's gonna be a loaded show, man. I don't know what the title is yet, but I'm pretty sure that the title of the show already has people waiting for this convo. So let me get into it right away. Kind of going off of the Ice Spice news last week. I just thought this was interesting, and it kind of brings another conversation that we never even really brought up as far as this person. But I saw in the news that Lotto and Christina Aguilera have been kind of like teasing like a collaboration that they're going to drop, because they've started, exchanging, tweets and stuff like that. So you know how it is nowadays. It's all kind of like choreographed, that what's coming next.
Everything's a rollout.
Exactly. I couldn't have said it better myself.
Mm-hmm.
But, Lotto had that real big joint with Mariah Carey where she had the sample first, then the remix. You know what I mean? She's another one that, is on that trajectory like Ice Spice. And she's quietly like, maybe even doing crazier stuff than Ice Spice, because like she got that collaboration with that BTS dude. Like I said, she got the Mariah Carey joint. So she's another one that to kind of keep your eye on. And what do you think about the fact that she might be doing a collab with Christina Aguilera?
Well, you just said that, and I was like, okay, I didn't know about this. So I kind of just looked it up real quick, and they just dropped a commercial. It looks like, as in like 10 hours ago.
Wow.
So like you said, Joe, everything's a rollout. So they could be working on something. I mean, I'm literally have it playing right now on mute because I'm talking to y'all, but this could be what they were hinting at. You know what I'm saying? Because it's definitely like music related. It looks like they aim there like a music video. So this could have been what they were hinting at. And I think, Joe, you hit the nail on the head with everything's a rollout.
Yep.
Yeah.
I don't think Christina Aguilera still holds that much weight. I mean, she's still Christina Aguilera, but I still don't think. I think it's that impactful to today's generation.
She does do a lot of network TV stuff though. So she does have a big presence still on the TV side of things. I wonder if they do end up doing like a music thing, I wonder how that'll translate. Going off of what you said, Joe, because that does, I didn't think about that before, that although Christina Aguilera is still real big right now, it's really more for, like I said, network TV stuff, hosting shows and things like that. So it will be interesting to see how that kind of shapes out.
But I will say go ahead, Joe, I'm sorry.
No, it's still success either way.
Yeah, I was just going to say, I will say from my standpoint, it's kind of hard to know when it comes to music side of it, what is actually intentionally supposed to be a big record or what's supposed to be a clout chasing situation nowadays. You know what I'm saying? So I guess until we see how it plays out, I really don't have an opinion on it, because like you said, Joe, it's Christina Aguilera. She still sings her ass off, but what is it really? Yeah. What is it really?
Kind of going off what you said, Quincy, and I didn't even really think about it from that aspect, but we're in a big collaborative era. You know what I'm saying? Like that, those collaborations are starting to be like what shows like as being successful. Like when you talk about Travis Scott with all the brands that he collaborates with, these big artists having these crossover collabs and how much attention those are getting. collab albums, which is something that never really happened in hip hop. But then all of a sudden, starting at like 2016 ish, like you just saw a whole bunch of big artists doing collab albums. Like you're like, what the heck? Like a whole bunch of people just out of nowhere. Hey, I'm doing a collab with this guy. Future got 100 collab albums. You know what I'm saying? And it's like
Bruno Mars and the Cigar started a whole fucking group up.
A whole collaboration Grammy Award winning thing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like
the residency out here in Vegas too.
Yep.
It's definitely doing a lot right now as far as like people doing collaborations, and for whatever reasons it's holding people's attention, Another thing that I have seen in the news that just more to touch on it quickly, it's not really like news, but I really enjoyed his response and kind of like the energy behind this. But Offset gave an update to, his relationship with Quavo on the Breakfast Club interview. They asked him about it and everything. Everybody's been kind of wondering how they've been ever since the passing of Takeoff, rest in peace. But, he just kind of answered it very simply. Direct quote, "That's my brother at the end of the day." Yep. And the next thing he said was, "But we good though. We were just with each other in Paris. We be talking because we be going through little emotions and with this shit, and it don't be for the public. That's the thing. When it's like this, everything ain't for the public to be kikiing and everybody want us to be, but we still got to move in our own worlds. But it's all love at the end of the day. We lost a brother. We can't rock out." Basically, talking about as far as Migos, it's as far, from his point of view, it's dead because the Takeoff was the life force behind Migos, But aside from the music, aside all that, I really enjoy the fact that he basically said, we've mended our situation. We're dealing, we're even helping each other through the trauma and everything. But it don't gotta be out there. They don't gotta be crying on an interview with a big personality, or be on 60 Minutes talking about how they feel and stuff. I really enjoy the idea that even though they're both superstars, they can both easily capitalize on their grieving process and make millions, like literally millions. I'm not exaggerating. There's a lot of avenues they can go with this, whether it be a joint album, whether it be a speaking tour, whether it be a book, whether it be interviews. They literally could capitalize off this any way they want to, and they still might. Who knows? But at least for now, they're looking at it like, hey, this is a real situation. We're going to deal with it together as family, as men, as people, and then see where it goes from there.
I respect that. I definitely respect, and it's so funny you mentioned that, because I literally was kind of like saying something earlier in regards to I'm sure y'all have seen it, because like every time I open my phone I see the Jada Pinkett situation and her announcing that her and Will have been separated for 7 years. Why announce it now? Who knows? I don't understand. You know what I'm saying? It makes no sense to me. And then the part about her and Chris Rock, and apparently Chris Rock had expressed interest in her. And it's just like, it almost seems like every opportunity, you know what I'm saying, she takes to like share a aspect of the relationship that's like unnecessary. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, going to your point, I respect, you know what I'm saying, him saying like, hey, not everything is for the public. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's funny, man, because from when they started that show that they did, Jada Pinkett and her mom and stuff,
the Red Table Talk,
you already knew what was coming, bro. If you're gonna just be airing out all your deepest feelings every week, like regardless, bruh, everybody's human. None of us's situation looks any better than Jada and Will's. Like, you know what I'm saying? We can all pretend like it, but everybody has their things too. You know what I'm saying? But the difference is everybody ain't putting it out there. And it kind of just goes to that idea where it's like, from one angle, you're trying to, ask for people not to be in your stuff. But then you're volunteering this information. You're on a show where you're just talking about all behind the scenes stuff all the time. Once you open that, you can't just stop and choose. Like, okay, I'm gonna stop here. Like, nah, bro, you already opened the floodgates.
Yeah.
I agree. Once people see that you're that vulnerable and that open, they're gonna treat you just like that.
They're invested at that point. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to get the return on their investment. They want the story.
And they can write think pieces about you.
All right, and the last little piece of news I got, which leads perfectly into today's conversation. Drake seemingly ends Grammy boycott as her loss submitted for consideration. I found this news very funny, hilarious, with how many stands Drake has taken against the Grammys and speeches and posts and things that he said, just talking about not looking for validation and he's not gonna whatever. Now he submitted his album with 21 Savage for Grammy consideration. What do y'all think of that?
They might be doing it for 21 or using that as an excuse.
Yeah. I mean, as much as I feel like not everyone, most people respect Drake as an artist. I feel like everybody can commonly and easily agree that Drake doesn't really have a strong stance. You know what I'm saying? He kind of goes with the flow of what's current. He goes with the flow of with what's going to work. You know what I'm saying? We can all easily say that, you know what I'm saying? Whether you agree or don't agree, it's like the evidence is there. So, you know, to carry that from a music standpoint into what he stands on, I mean, I'm not very surprised. Let's just say that.
Yeah, Drake is a guy that for me, as far as a music fan, I almost always enjoy all of his singing. Like pretty much if he's dropping some singing joints, his ear and taste for R&B and his execution of R&B music, I love the way Drake does R&B. A lot of people are the opposite. They don't like when Drake sings. They don't like the singiness of Drake. I'm the complete like that. Like we talked about before, bro. That Honestly Nevermind album. That's like the only Drake album that I rock with.
Yeah,
you know
I love that album.
And you know, it's because he's singing on it. And Drake has always been a funny character to me because he's a character. You know, like for me, hip hop is a thing where I enjoy more the raw authenticness of it. I like hearing a person's story through their eyes. You know what I'm saying? I don't like hearing a caricature. I don't like gangster music just for the sake of it being gangster. I like gangster music when you can tell like this guy been through some stuff and he's coming out of the trenches, transitioning into this rap thing, trying to do something better. You know what I'm saying? Like that's the energy I like behind hip hop. This I'm rapping good because I can rap good thing, it's never worked for me. As a listener, if I just hear you rapping and I can just tell all you're doing is just rapping, no connection for me. And that's just how I am with rap. Now, that leads into For All the Dogs, Drake's new album. It's been getting destroyed on all the blogs and interviews and all that stuff. Myself, I don't feed into any of that. I'll just listen to the music and see what it is and listen to it for what it is. And that's it. But for the sake of this conversation, I don't know why I had this idea, but I told myself, you know what? I'm not even going to listen to anything on this album at all. My original intention was to listen to the J. Cole and Drake song to just go off of that into our next topic, which we'll introduce later. But I thought about it after. I'm like, you know what? I'm not going to listen to none of it at all. I'm going to hear what you guys have to say about it. I'm going to internalize this conversation and then go listen to it and then give my thoughts on it. Because originally, I wouldn't even check it out, period. To, 100%. If I'm already hearing the vibe of the album and I already don't like Drake, it's not even going to be a listen for me. But I'm going to listen to what we talk about and I'm going to attack the album from like a more like a research scientific mind to see if it hits a little different, because the song is sounding like pretty much how I felt about Drake the whole time. And I mean, not the song, the album, because a lot of the reviews basically are mentioning that he's just going to these young type topics, trending kind of topics, immature type topics. And people are kind of looking at it from the point of view of like, bro, you're Drake. You don't have to keep up. You don't have to do this petty little dissing girls thing. Like, what are we doing, bro? But the funny thing to me is that's been Drake from day one. I don't know why people are confused or upset or what they were expecting. He called the joint for all the dogs. He keeps talking about how people want the old Drake. This is Drake. This is the Drake that y'all came to know and love. What's the problem now? What do y'all think?
Go ahead, Joe. Go ahead.
No, I think it's a different Drake, but it is the same Drake as far as he's petty. He's always been petty. I mean, the shit down to what's going on with Joe Budden shows how petty he is and how hurt he is, and how he can't control his emotions.
Or the narrative. On this one, the narrative has gotten away from him, and he's very good at controlling the narrative.
Yeah. I liked her loss. I wasn't a crazy fan of it. I don't think I ever went back. I couldn't tell you what the second half of the album has.
And just for the clarification of the people listening, you're a big Drake fan, like overall.
I'm a huge Drake fan. Yeah. He's probably either my one or two artists, number one and number two for me. I listened to the first half of this album down to Slime You Out, number 9, on Friday when it came out on the way home from my workout. And then I never went back to it again until yesterday. And yesterday I was playing a little Hogwarts Legacy, and I was like, let me just ride through this whole thing. And I see what everybody's saying, for all the dogs, it's crazy. When I think about it now, it might just be like, there's so many different type of dogs, and he has so many different type. Like it started off great. I think Virginia Beach was a slapper. I think naming it Virginia Beach without talking about Pusha T, it's like talk about Pusha T without talking about Pusha T. You know what I mean? He just named the track Virginia Beach and didn't say anything about him.
So for you, Virginia Beach is a definite listen?
I think that's number one. I think that's a great way to start out this album.
Okay. I agree.
Great,
I'm going to write notes as you guys speak on this.
Yeah, Virginia Beach is the first song. I think it's a great way to start out this album. Then just going through it, it was all right. You get to like 4 through 6, Fear of Heights, Daylight, and First Person Shooter, and that's the Cole. So he puts Cole as a 6th track. So you think about like a batting order. So Cole's there for cleanup. You know what I'm saying? The start of the next lineup, like setting it off. So I get where that's there. And then I wasn't really finished. Started a little go down from there. Then he had that Yeet song that everybody keeps making a meme about, that he was overexcited, like he had a rap Yeats part. And then you go down, and honestly, I can't. I know the Party Next Door song was really good because it's a Party Next Door song featuring Drake. Can't remember the other ones. 8 a.m. in Charlotte was the one that he dropped first. I like the timestamp ones at 9 a.m. in Dallas, 4 p.m. in Calabasas, 1 p.m. in Toronto, or whatever. Like those timestamp raps are his good raps. I just think it is. The Bad Bunny song was a Bad Bunny song featuring Drake. And then the rest of them, they don't stand out. But so that's just off 1.5 complete listens. And I said I couldn't get through it the first time. And now I think I can keep getting through it. I'm going to keep giving them a few more listens. But I don't love the songs. And I'm pretty sure he's not making those songs for a fan like me. And I think with Honestly Nevermind, and then all the shit he does with collabs, I think he is an artist who thinks he can do any generation's type of music or any demographic.
So do you think it could have been, so as people may know, or if you don't know, he's planning on taking a big break from music, just to deal on some health issues. Hope that's, hope he resolves that.
Yeah, I wonder what that was. Pretty cryptic.
He said he actually said in an interview that it was some stomach issues he's having. Like, he wasn't specific about what kind of stomach issues, but it was stomach issues. So, obviously, hopefully he gets better from that. I don't wish that on nobody. But I listening to what you're saying kind of reaffirms what I kind of thought about the album as far as like the reception and the rollout, as far as how he promoted it. It kind of seems like he just knew he was going to take this break, and he thought to himself, let me secure myself another number one before I go off hiatus. You know what I'm saying? He knows the formula. He knows how to get people to talk about the music. So I feel like he just followed the formula and not necessarily try to make a good album. You know what I mean?
And to me, I think that's why it's getting disappointing. You get what I'm saying? Because it's like you said in the beginning, bro, you're Drake. You know what I'm saying? Like, you can make a great album. Bruh, I was basically going home from dinner the other night with my fiance, and we was having this exact conversation that we're having right now. And we was talking, and we basically went back to like some albums that we really enjoy from Drake. And I'm gonna ask you this question, Joe, because I know you're a Drake fan. This is just a comparison.
Mm-hmm.
Can you name Kanye West's album in chronological order?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you able to name Drake's album in chronological order? Name Drake's album in chronological order.
From So Far Gone.
That's good. Yeah, So Far Gone.
So Far Gone, Thank Me Later, Take Care, Nothing Was the Same, Views, More Life, then Scorpion, or the Scorpion and More Life. No. Then he had If You're Reading This It's Too Late with Future. And then after that, that came, and then it was
It doesn't come as quick to you as the
Champagne.
And I'm making a point.
Certified Lover Boy, and then Her Loss. And no, honestly, never mind. Then Her Loss, and then Now for All Dogs.
All right, so you skip. And this isn't, I did the same thing to Robin, and the same thing happened, and I'm making a point. So you skipped. You went back and forth a little bit, but
Get Back is not an album.
Okay, that's fine. But the Dark Lane demo tapes is a project.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know if you said Scary Hours too. I don't remember hearing that.
That's fine.
I think you said something else out of order, but my point being is that from basically More Life till now, it becomes a blur. You get what I'm saying? And
I had to think about it more then.
You get what I'm saying? So and the reason and so how is it that these are the more recent projects, yet though that's where everything starts to blur? And this is why. It's because you're not taking the time to put projects together that are memorable. You're just putting stuff together. Like,
wait. Before we go too far left with that, let's hear what you thought about the album, the one from right now.
So there was 8 songs on the album out of 22 that I saved, and I'm not saying I would actually go back and listen to them frequently, but they're saved that I'll put them in rotation. Yeah, they'll shuffle. 8 of the 22.
And what were the tracks? Was there a particular reason why those tracks? Like,
all right, so Virginia Beach was dope.
Were they not features? Like,
Virginia Beach is dope. No features. Daylight, I really enjoyed that. First Person Shooter feature with J. Cole. Slime You Out feature with SZA. Bahamas Promises, I like. Tried Our Best, I like. What Will Pluto Do, I like. 8 a.m. in Charlotte. That's it. The rest of them were either like, I'll probably never go back to them, or they just weren't it for me. And to be honest with you, even the Party Next Door joint, that one just sounded like a Party Next Door joint. So for me, it wasn't like I was listening to a Drake song. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I didn't count that one.
I've been hearing a lot about that. What Would Pluto Do? A lot of people are saying like that's the dope joint.
I like that one. I like that one a lot. But so those are the 8 that I liked out of the 22 on the album. And I feel like a lot of the ones that I didn't like, it was because you were trying to do something to keep up. When it's like, dog, the ones that I enjoyed were the ones that sound like you. Be you, you know?
Yeah.
Do you think that's the type of fans we are?
It could be. I mean, the younger audience probably truly enjoys it, and that's why Drake is so successful. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying, but there is a give and take, because if you think about it, we're older fans of Drake, and the older fans are the ones that are saying like, "Yo, what are you doing?"
This is my thoughts on it, bro. Like, because it kind of goes into what y'all both talking about. Me, although I'm not a Drake fan, I have respect for him as far as the level of artist that he is, and I would expect more from him. You feel what I'm saying? Like, artists do take that lane, like, and big artists that we like, you know, they're always trying to find a way to sound, you know, current, still be in the times and stuff. But I feel like somebody like Drake should be able to figure out a way to still be Drake, and maybe just bring that currentness more to his world. You know what I mean? That's the kind of thing I expect from an artist like Drake. I don't expect him to be, you know, with the trendy type lyrics and like, you know, like Drake has gotten into this thing lately where he went from being the guy that created the quotes to being the guy that uses the social media quotes in his music.
There
You know
you
what I'm
go.
saying? Like he flipped it. Like he even like that one song, like I've been losing friends and finding peace. Like, bro, that's a meme, bro. You know what I'm saying? Like he's been doing that a lot in the recent music where it's like, bro, like it almost feels like you're trying to insult me. You know what I'm saying? Like with this like formulaic, just blatant, like, bro, I see what you're doing. It don't work. You know what I'm saying? Like it's I expect more from Drake, definitely.
Yeah.
And again, I'm speaking as somebody that didn't listen to this project yet, so I'm not talking about this project in particular. But I'm just talking about from what I've heard here to now, because I always listen to it. You know what I'm saying? It's not that I don't like Drake, and I'm like every time he drops, I'm like I'm F this. You know what I'm saying? I'll always listen to it. It might not be right away, but I'll get to a point where I'll check it out and be like, all right, what's this talking about? And I'll pull a couple songs, and it's always the singing joints. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Agreed.
I sat at the barbershop today. They've been playing that album for the whole week. And I was like, it's just when you set expectations for one of your favorite artists and you don't even come close to that, you're just gonna feel some type of way.
Yep. That's what it is, man. It's like I said, and you kind of said the same thing. Like, we have a respect for Drake as an artist. You know what I'm saying? You as a fan, me as just knowing that he's a great artist. You can't take that away from him, regardless of, some of the music that he drops. But at the end of the day, you should hold yourself on a level where you hear a body of work that has these kind of themes and the things he's talking about, it's like, bro, you a grown man now, man. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you a grown father with stomach issues. You know what I'm saying?
With stomach issues, fact.
Come on, bro. Like you over here talking about the stuff you talking about, like,
That's what Button told him.
and that's what people is like when people compare him to Jay-Z and they're doing the Jay-Z thing, like, bro, like when Jay-Z's another one of those legacy artists, and they're expecting out of Drake what they expect out of Jay-Z. But what does Jay-Z do? He does him. You know what I'm saying? And it works every time because he ain't playing the game. He is the game.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And Drake, I feel like Drake should have more of that. And I'm like, yo, I hold this game in my hands, bro. Like, the Honesty Nevermind, bro, I love that album. And I just love that he did that. He knew people wanted this album. You know what I'm saying? But he said, you know what? This is the vibe I'm on. I'm doing this. It was way different. He was experimenting on it. And it was dope. You know what I'm saying? It always comes out better when you're actually going in there trying to do something dope. And I can almost guarantee you that the mindset behind these two albums was completely different. Honestly, Nevermind and the new one that just dropped, guarantee you he wasn't thinking the same.
I think when you get to a certain point where, especially as I guess you could say a rapper, music, like rap as a music form is like one of the only forms of music where, it's just very telling of the person, right? You know what I'm saying? Obviously, any genre, R&B, country, whatever, you can tell a lot about the person, but rap you can tell way more, And I feel like when you look at people like Jay-Z, Nas, J. Cole, Kendrick, as they grow as people, you hear them grow as artists, and they don't typically, even when J. Cole goes on these new rappers joints or new artist songs, it's still J. Cole being J. Cole. And I think, and this is the point I wanted to make, and I completely forgot, and I'm glad I just said that, was that I saw a comment that basically said, and this was where I was like, that's a great point. When Jay-Z came out, when J. Cole came out and he was a new artist and Jay-Z put him on A Star Is Born.
Yeah, that's
Jay-Z made J. Cole step up to his level. And a lot of times Drake is stepping down to these other artists' level when it's like, no, make them do better. You know what I'm saying? You're Drake. Make them come to your level. And I think that's where it's twisted.
That's a great way to put it. I love that thought, and I love that whole point. It's exactly that. that's the esteem we hold Drake to. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like he shouldn't be emotional about it and, lashing out at Joe Budden. And now he looks silly because the footage
Yeah,
is
he
coming
does.
out of him standing Joe Budden in front of Joe Budden. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was adamant about, hey, I want to stand you for a minute. You know what I'm saying? Like, which is cool. I'm not shaming that. If I meet Nas, bro, I'm gonna let him know how much he affected me, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, why would I not, let somebody know, like, bro, your art touched me in such a way that it influenced my life. Like, bro, that's what every artist aspires to do. You know what I'm
Facts.
saying? And I definitely agree with Joe. You were saying that Joe Budden was saying kind of the same thing, like about him being older and like getting into that vibe. And bro, that leads me into my next point, dog. J. Cole is the greatest rapper right now. Like, it's hands down. There's no question. Like, anybody that even tries to give me the Drake thing, bro, like, at this point,
Yeah, I wouldn't
especially after
even
this
say that.
album, especially after the collab, I haven't even heard it yet. And even people that's Drake fans were saying, bro, he got destroyed. You know what I'm saying? I'm excited. Yo, you don't understand how hard it's been for me not to listen to that. Because you telling me J. Cole's killing Drake on the song? And I've been on the J. Cole side for the whole time. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's the same way I felt when Nas killed Jay-Z, dog. I felt vindicated then. I feel vindicated now. You feel me?
Yeah.
But the funny thing is, man, like, I was not a J. Cole fan until about 2012, 13, around there. I didn't like the music he dropped in the beginning. It didn't resonate with me. It wasn't the vibe that I messed with. But he hit a stride, bro, that it was undeniable. And everything that he's done since has been undeniable, bro. Like, J. Cole got a catalog to me like Nas's catalog. Like, I'll go back and listen to J. Cole's whatever album and feel the vibe and catch stuff later that I didn't catch then. Like, it's the same kind of feeling. Like, bro, J. Cole's a dude that I got like homies that they got little brothers and stuff, and like they talk to me about J. Cole and it's like, bro, J. Cole's whack, J. Cole boring. It's like, bro, you ain't been through enough life to feel this, dog. Cause this dude is saying some stuff. Like, this guy is on, like, and he's doing it in an appealing way, bro. And yo, kudos to him, because J. Cole definitely unlocked how to be a rapper now. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because, like, there's other people that could spit. There's other people that do X, Y, and Z. But J. Cole got it all, bro. Like, J. Cole is the GOAT right now.
Bruh, to make another point to what I just said previously, J. Cole, following up with what you just said, J. Cole has a song with Lil Yachty. And I've never heard Lil Yachty sound like such a great rapper. But J. Cole got on it and Lil Yachty stepped it up. You know what I'm saying? And that is my main point with Drake. When I saw somebody say that, I was like, that's it right there. You are Drake. You don't have to step down. Make them step up. That's where he's falling on these albums.
And it's funny as hell because I'm not a Drake fan. You're a little bit of a Drake fan, Quincy, and Joe is a big Drake fan. And we're all pretty much saying the same thing, but just in different words. You know what I'm saying? It's like, he's a great artist. He needs to do better, bro. That's it at the end of the day.
Yeah. Well, no, I mean, I'm not going to set expectations for him. I don't care if he does better or not. I'll still go back and listen to his old shit. Just like Kanye, I'm not expecting Kanye to have a resurgence.
Oh, yeah.
I don't care if he does better at this point.
I feel you, and I feel the same way up to a certain extent. It's like, I'm not expecting you to, shatter the world every time you drop music, because Nas don't do that either. But I want to hear that you're you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to hear the music is music, if that makes any sense. You know what I mean? Like, it might miss the mark, but it's not that you played it safe. It's not that you were trying to catch a wave. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just missed the mark because you tried something and it didn't work. That to me is cool. But when it's like, nah, you're trying something that's not your best work. You know what I mean? Like, that's the thing that I don't like. Because it's kind of like I said with the Honestly Nevermind. Like, let's say I was a Drake fan, but I didn't like the album. I would have thought about it like, damn, bro, it's dope, though, that at this point, he's trying to do a completely different genre and vibe. You know what I mean?
Yeah. He did good at it, too. I really like the album.
Facts.
That's probably my most favorite of the last 5.
Yep. And it's like I said, bro, it's funny because Drake was the reverse of J. Cole for me. That was another thing I want to talk about because like So Far Gone, the mixtape before So Far Gone, I forgot
Comeback
what it was
season.
called, Comeback Season. And there was one
Mhm.
more. It was called like Celebration or Congratulation or
Yeah,
something.
but
It was
there was
something.
like he had like 5 Heartbreak Drakes to
Yeah,
mixtapes
yeah.
too.
But there was one in particular that it was
Before
something
comeback
about
season, there was Room for Improvement,
Yeah,
is there
and then
one
and then there's
called
Thank Me Later.
but Thank Me Later was an album, right?
That was
that
the
was the
album.
very
Yeah,
first. That was his debut album.
yeah. Now I know Room for Improvement, then comeback season, then So Far Gone,
But those
and
were all
then
mixtapes.
Maybe I'm just thinking
yeah,
about the
Yeah,
congratulations song that he did, where it
yeah.
was like a
yeah. That
It was like a Coldplay sample or something like that. But anyway, the point I'm trying to make specifically about that is like when I first got put on to Drake, I was like, I felt like the way I feel about J. Cole now, where I'm like, oh man, this dude is rapping and putting these songs together in a way that's still rapping, but it's new, it's fresh. Like when I heard Successful, it was like, dang, like, and I remember when Successful dropped, people didn't know it was Trey Songz on the hook. They thought it was Drake
Yeah.
on the hook because he was singing on other songs. So that kind of like, it was funny because that kind of, he had that kind of in his back pocket for a little while where a lot of people thought he was singing on Successful too until they did like the mainstream release and he said featuring Trey Songz. Like a lot of people didn't even know until then.
Turn the volume up after that one.
Yeah, facts. And but yeah, when Drake was first coming on the scene, hey yo, the joints was dope, you know what I'm saying? And I was really like excited about the new sound that he was bringing, but he just kind of settled into that, you know, that industry thing and that's where he lost me.
Yeah, it's not the Black Bear with the Squirrel Drake anymore.
yeah, man, definitely not.
Yeah, I used
Definitely
to
not.
like his raps because it was like, it was authentic. You know what I'm saying? He
Mhm.
was talking like the way he was painting a picture of like the stuff he was going through in Toronto at the time and like dealing with the like the fading fame from the acting thing, transitioning into the music. Like, bro, like it was very personal, the music. And you really like I felt like I got a good sense of who Drake was
Hmm.
through that. And then it just switched so bad, bro. Like, and it was like I was like, nah, bro, that ain't my vibe.
It's like I don't know, man. I don't know. You go back and you like that's what we did that night. We went back and we listened to So Far Gone. We was listening to Thank Me Later, and then we went on to listen to Take Care. Nothing Was the Same. We kind of went down all of them, and I was just like, yo, this is the Drake that like when he was making albums, bro, he was making albums. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know he had like at least 15, 20, probably more throwaway joints that just didn't make the album. But I feel like now everything makes the album. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's how it comes across.
No, there's nothing like the So Far Gone raps, man. And even Thank Me Later, I think all the way up to Views for Me. I think up to Views for Me was when I literally enjoyed what he was saying
Mm-hmm.
more than anything.
The album that I
Uh,
enjoyed the most, and the only one that I enjoyed, to be honest, was Nothing Was the Same.
That's my favorite one
yeah,
too.
it's a great album.
The
My favorite
furthest, I
album.
love Furthest Thing. I love,
Mm-hmm.
love,
Hmm.
love Furthest Thing.
That's a great song.
Yeah, it is. But yeah, man, the Drake thing is funny, man, because it's like it's always a funny topic for me because it's not that I don't like him, because I respect his ability. I like how he approaches making music. I like how he raps. I like how he sings. Like on paper, I should be a Drake fan. You feel
Hmm.
me? But I'm not. It just something there is just not connected with me. And like I said with J. Cole, it didn't connect with me at first. And when people was talking to me about J. Cole, I was like, bro, get this nerdy crap away from me, bro. Like it was like
Yeah,
corny to me. You know what I'm saying? Like when I first heard of J.
yeah,
Cole, but like as I just kept hearing it and hearing it, I was like, nah, bro, this dude on to something, man. He's been just banging out
yeah.
classics, bro. Classics.
Mm-hmm.
And I
Every,
think like, go ahead, Ku.
no. I was gonna say is like, especially as of recently, man, this feature run he's been on, it seems like everything he touches turn to gold, bro.
Yeah,
Like everything.
Bruh, and real quick, just because I always love this detail, like he even makes his singles impactful and memorable. Like the other day, because I always listen to Lion King on Ice, right? That's a song I really love from him. It's a slider, bruh. Dog. He names the song Lion King on Ice, obviously. The song drops. You see the artwork, you see it, you're like Lion King on Ice. The song starts, you listening to it. Oh my God. Young Simba with the bust down. Yeah, Lion King on ice. When I heard that line in the song and at the
Yeah,
time
that's
that
right.
it came in the song and when it just connected, like this is why this song is called Lion King on Ice. When I just understood the metaphor, I'm like, bro, this guy is a goat.
Yeah, he brought it back to
This guy
his
is a
beginning, bro.
goat.
Young Simba.
Young
Yep.
Simba with the bust down, Lion King
King
on
on
ice.
Ice, that's
Oh
fire.
my God, bro. I was like, dog, this dude, he's on GOAT status.
Yeah, I don't think I've heard that song.
Oh no, that
Bro,
one's hard. Yeah,
that single,
he had
it was
dropped
like
that with like 3 other songs. It was like
long
in
ago.
before
between
he
the
dropped
album.
KOD.
Yeah.
It was like leading up to KOD. It was like he slid it in there with another single, like what you said. I forgot what the other one's called. But he dropped 2 singles together, and then he dropped the album. That Lion King on Ice, boy. Y'all, if y'all
That's
ain't
fire.
heard Lion King on Ice, check it out. That song is a banger, banger. But yeah,
Word.
man. J. Cole, man. J. Cole is that guy. Like, if you don't like J. Cole, man, I don't know what to tell you. You must not like rap. Like that's just how I feel, bro. Like I
Facts.
feel like there's just no way you cannot appreciate J. Cole's music. Like even if it's not your type of music, if you know anything about music and you give that, give something of his a listen, you're gonna respect the artistry no matter what.
Yep.
Yeah, fuck with Cole heavy for sure.
Can't say the same for Drake when you hear just his trendy vibe. You get what I'm saying? That's another thing too. Like you get 2 people that don't really listen to music. J. Cole don't got music like that's out that is throwaway or non with no intention. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
J. Cole's music.
It's like everything
is
has a
intentional.
purpose. Yeah.
Exactly. Like you
Yeah.
can't pull something out of his library that you're like, this is some BS. You know what I mean? The closest thing you're gonna get is his first album. And even on that first album, it's not some stuff that he would be like necessarily ashamed to stand behind.
Right.
Because he was still spitting and he was still putting J. Cole in it. He was just trying to grab the listeners, you know what I mean? But it's still some joints on it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like-
No, go ahead, bro. I'm looking at it as you talking about it, and I'm like, yeah, that's I think that's really what it is. It's like the quality over quantity factor.
Mm-hmm.
What you think, Joe? What's your wrap up with this?
Same thing. It's apples to oranges to me. Like Drake, if Drake wanted to be a Cole artist, an artist like Cole, he wouldn't be having the accolades he has now. Cole's not chasing that, so Cole could continue to be him and just be. But he's not on Drake's level successfully as far as mainstream.
Facts.
So they're shooting for 2 different targets to me. So
Yep.
I can't compare them anymore. When they were younger, I could compare them. I can no longer compare them. For sure, if we're looking at raw dog talent, sticking to what your fans love, that's Cole all the way. He always been that way, and I love Cole. He's probably.
But I would kick back on that. I don't think he's sticking to what his fans love. I think he's sticking to what he's always strived for, is just to be the greatest rapper.
But that's what fans love, though.
Well, that's where they've loved. That's what.
Why
they've grown to
would
love
they
him
not
for.
want him to keep rapping like that? Like he wants to still be the greatest rapper ever. Like Cole is still, and this is what, like sometimes I think about it when I hear a Cole feature. I'm like, I wonder if they asked him, like, can you rap like this, Cole? Because it's all the Coles he's always rapping. It's whatever he pick. I feel like it's whatever he picks to put on that beat, and which is crazy because it always sounds good, and it's always a different Cole on every feature. But it's one of the Coles we've already heard him before.
Because it's the intent.
Yeah.
It's the intent.
Yeah, and that's what I
When
mean. And
when
he
hits
can
these
keep
features, he
doing
has
that.
intention behind it.
But when you think of the plateau, he's not touring like that. He's not featuring like that. He's not in the name like that. So I just don't think they're rapping for the same thing anymore. And that's why. But I do think Cole is definitely the better rapper today for me, for
And
sure.
that touches on a big theme that we always talk about in the show. Like it goes back to the Ice Spice thing, goes back to Bad Bunny, even Drake, like how we talked about it before. It's the groundedness, you know what I mean? Like that's the theme here. Like whenever you're going for a certain thing, you got to sacrifice certain things, and that's pretty much what you're hitting on, Joe. It's like they've both removed certain tools from their belt,
Yep.
So when they face off, it's not even the same fight. You know what I'm saying? You know, Drake got a freaking bat, you know, and Cole got a nunchuck. You know what I'm saying? Like they're not even like in the same game.
Yeah. At the end of the day, like I think, and we talk about it so much, music today versus music how it was, and I don't get the anticipation to stay up one night for an album release like I used to. Like I see like my Facebook posts for when Watch the Throne was dropping, and like I stayed up like till 3-4 in the morning, one trying to download it on bootleg, and two for it to drop just to hear it. And I haven't felt that way in a long time. Now for Drake, everybody's like, "Who's gonna stay up tonight for Bad Bunny?" I was like, "I'm gonna hear that shit in the morning, bro." And I think, and I still have my passion for music. I'm still, but I don't think today's music industry makes me anticipate, makes me expect. I feel like I lost that right now from the industry today.
Definitely agree.
Yeah.
Man, and that's a perfect segue, man. We back to the Billboard Top 10 game. You heard me?
Any redemptions?
That's a new theme song, right? All right. So, as always, we're going to have y'all both guess a year, and whoever gets closer to the year will start the game. So, go ahead. Whoever wants to throw it out.
2007.
We said 2007. I said, can y'all hear me? 2002.
Oh, wait, I didn't hear you say 2002.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, so 2007, 2002, Joe will be going first. He's closer. It is 2011. I brought it a little closer.
Oh,
All right.
All right. So here we
All
go.
right.
First question is up now. You ready?
I go.
This hint is a short one, so you just got to catch it. A fast flow, a goat flow, a dance flow. These three artists unexpectedly dropped this hip-hop R&B banger. I'm just going to give you the main artist as far as the multiple choice, okay? So once you guess the main artist, you can guess the name of the song, but then you have to give me who's on the song too. You know what I'm saying? All right. So I'm going to give you the hint again, and then I'm going to give you the artist. A fast flow, a goat flow, a dance flow. These three artists unexpectedly dropped this hip-hop R&B banger. And by the way, this is April of 2011. So the options are Neo, Chris Brown, and Mario.
Fast.
I got it.
Yeah. I'm gonna go Neo.
Incorrect.
Let's
Damn.
get it.
Quincy. I'm gonna
Chris
say it
Brown,
again.
ya boy.
Chris Brown. All right. What is the
Uh-huh.
song and who's on the song?
Chris Brown, Busta Rhymes, Lil Wayne. Look at me now.
Oh man.
Yes, sir. Ding,
Let's
ding,
get it.
ding.
Damn, now it's 2011. That's crazy.
I thought it was earlier. I ain't gonna lie. That's crazy.
I thought that was earlier.
Crazy, right? All right. So Joe had the first question, so you get the next one, Quincy. This explicit anthem was instantly a hit, and this rapper turned singer continued his crossover success. The hints are Iman, CeeLo Green, Kanye West.
CeeLo Green.
Correct. And what is the song?
Fuck you.
Correct the mundo. I appreciate your language, homeboy. All right. Now we got you, Joe. Last question. As one pop star rides into the sunset, another rises with these ladies taking over the charts with an R&B pop crossover. And again, like the first one, I'm going to give you the main artist and then you tell me who else is on it. So as one pop star rides into the sunset, another rises with these ladies taking over the charts with an R&B pop crossover. The options are Rihanna, Beyonce, Mary J. Blige. As one pop star rides into the sunset, another rises with these two ladies taking over the charts with this R&B pop crossover. Rihanna, Beyonce, Mary J. Blige.
Man, that was kind of hard.
Oh man.
This week was a tough one.
Oof.
As far as like the charts.
2000. I'm gonna go Rihanna.
Rihanna is correct.
Okay.
So now you got to give me the artist and the song. I'm going to give you the clue again. So it's her collaborating with somebody. As one pop star rises into the sunset, another rises with these ladies taking over the charts with an R&B pop crossover.
Who did she collab with?
That's a tough one.
Right? Oh man, who did she collab with? I think Rihanna collab 2011. Shit. Nah, I don't got it, Chief.
You want to take a stab at it, Quincy? Hey, yo.
Hey, yo. Damn, Rihanna in 2011? A collab with a pop star? Oh, man. I feel like I know it, but I just don't know the name of the song.
Do you know the artist?
Nah, just skip.
Check this out. When I tell you, this person is so far removed from being the person on this chart that's probably why it never even reached your mind. It was
It's
Britney
not 4 or 5.
Spears.
Oh, wow.
Oh, Britney
S&M
Spears.
song. Yep. The S&M song.
Oh,
Yo, I was thinking
yeah.
like SOS or S. I knew, but I didn't remember who it was.
You
I
know
didn't
why?
remember who it
I
was.
feel like you don't remember who it was because it's like a completely different person. Like that's not that long ago that she was still like making music and on the charts. Like,
Yeah,
you know
she
what I
had a
mean?
Vegas residency a few years ago. It's
That's
after that, yeah.
Crazy, bro. It's wild how things took a turn. But yeah, man.
Damn.
You got the Dubinsky.
We need to buy a belt at the end of the season for
Yo,
the
guys, let me run down these charts real quick. I'm not gonna lie. 2011, it was a tough one. Number 10, Judas, Lady Gaga. Number 9, Till the World Ends, Britney Spears featuring Nicki Minaj and Kesha. Number 8, On the Floor, Jennifer Lopez featuring Pitbull. Pitbull was the king of terrible music at the time, bro.
He was.
Yeah.
Look at Me
So
Now,
worldwide.
number 7, Chris Brown featuring Lil Wayne and Busta Rhymes. And the crazy thing is that was like a random collab that came out of nowhere.
Facts.
As far as like the story that they tell about it, like it wasn't even a planned song like that. I think it was Busta Rhymes that approached Wayne and Chris Brown for the song
About it.
and ended up on Chris Brown's album. And then number 6 was Rolling in the Deep, Adele. That was that was a good time. Like
That was a good
for a
song,
dope
yeah.
artist to get
We
on the
could have had it.
number 5, Fuck You, CeeLo Green.
Why did I get
Rapper
that
turned
question?
singer, man. Goody Mob. Number 4, Down on Me, Jeremiah featuring 50 Cent. Number 3,
That's
Just
a banger.
Can't Get Enough, The Black Eyed Peas.
Oh, yeah.
Number 2, E.T., Katy Perry featuring Kanye West. I've never
That was
even
a good
heard.
one.
Dang, I remember
That
that.
was a good one.
I remember that.
This was like
Yeah.
at the time when I wasn't really listening to music.
Yeah, that was a good
I didn't
one.
even know.
But it was
a
very
collab.
poppy. Like if you listen to that chart, that's a very
Yeah.
poppy time.
Yeah. And number 1, S&M, Rihanna featuring Britney Spears. It was actually its first week at number 1, April 30th, 2011.
I remember what Kanye's verse was.
Bro, I gotta even listen to that song. I never even heard it.
No,
Yeah, man.
Kanye went crazy on that song.
Yeah, he did. I remember. I was trying to remember the lyrics.
I'm gonna listen to that Drake album now, man. And next time we talk, I'm just gonna give my quick review on it, not spend a lot of time on it, but
Real quickington.
I definitely liked hearing what y'all said about it and all the stuff y'all was talking about. I didn't even really think about, and I'm gonna think about that when I listen to it. And I love that example you gave of Lil Yachty with J. Cole song, where Lil Yachty upped his level on the J. Cole joint. You know what I'm saying? And I love that idea and that premise. And like I said, it kind of just leads into the whole idea of all of us saying the same thing. Like when you know an artist is great and they got the ability, you just want to see them, live up to it.
Yeah. Yep.
Hey.
Well, yeah, man. Y'all got anything else y'all want to throw in there? Hey, yo.
Shoot. What? I got
a
a
month
joint
left
dropping
in Vegas.
tomorrow.
What?
Go ahead.
We haven't really talked about that. You about to be back in Orlando, a Sappington.
1
Facts.
month left. I'll be
1
back by
month,
things.
dog.
I'll be gone to November.
Hey.
Yeah, I'll be back by Thanksgiving for sure. Back in the
Nice,
O.
man. I'm
Leslie's
excited.
gonna get tired of me.
Bro. Like I told you, bro, just so everybody knows, like I have no friends. I'm like I'll be like in the. You remember Sting from WCW? He used to hang out on the rafters with a little bird on his shoulder. And he used to just watch what was going on, and like he would never participate for like a whole year straight.
Just
That's
look at
me, bro.
motherfuckers.
I just be dog. I just like to be alone, man. It's just amazing to be alone. But Quincy left, dog. I don't got no friends since Quincy left, so you know you can slide right in. Pause.
Definitely be pulling up. Skirt. Be like, yo, write a song for me.
Yeah. Hey, you got to pull up to vibe in the studio, man. That's gonna be
No,
dope.
we're definitely gonna do a lot of that for sure.
And
I'm excited.
to
Ready
collab
to be
on the
back.
machine too, bro.
And then when Quincy comes to town, we both already there. We can finally do a podcast in person. Like, there's so much
We still
we're
haven't
gonna
done
open
it,
up.
bro.
There's so much we're gonna open up with my move back, and I'm excited for it.
Hell yeah.
Facts.
What were you saying though, Quincy?
Yeah, no, I was saying, and
That
yo,
track
just to go
dropping
on to that
tomorrow?
point, to that point you just said, man, I'm definitely gonna try to be out there more, especially if you're out there, Joe. I'm gonna definitely try to, because there's nothing to make that quick drive. But yeah, man, I got a joint dropping tomorrow called "Make It Last," man. So if y'all listening, check that out.
With
Oh, with the sample. Oh,
Yeah, with the "Make It Last," the Key Sweat sample.
Nice,
Can't wait.
Yeah,
nice.
man. So
That's dope,
it's
man.
another joint dropping, man. I'm trying to keep it going through the end of the year, and then I think I'm gonna take some time to start like prepping for an album, man. Just really
Okay,
sit
Drake.
back. Yeah,
For all my dogs.
for all the dogs.
a lot of different dog breeds out there, so I think, I'm not gonna sell that.
But yeah,
Oh,
man,
man.
a lot of dope stuff going on, like always. You know, you already know. You know Quincy.
Come on, man. You know they gotta stay butter.